It's something that you need to implement. All right, guys, Luca. Luca stands for listen, understand, clarity, and action. So we'll say it again. Luca stands for listen, understand, clarity, and action. So what you're going to do when you bring something up. So let's say she lied about somebody she used to bang, right? That implied that. So I might start the question off with, hey, so last night when we were hanging out, you said so and so about this. You said this about this guy. She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, but before when you told me about it, it was this other thing, and those things don't seem to match. So I want, I'm confused now as to what is going on here with that guy that you whatever. So I need you to explain to me more what actually happened. All right. Because and then that's all you do, right? And so you just you ask the question, the behavior. You said this, and it sounds like you're lying. Now, am I accusing her? Am I attacking her? Am I accusing her of lying? No, I'm not doing toxic patterns. I'm asking the right question, and I'm just going to listen to her answer. All right. And now maybe she lied. Let's say she lied. Let's say that's what happened. She said something to try to make it sound like it was like a one-time thing, but really it was like going on for a few months. All right. So you're listening to her, and then she tells you the real story. And so now you're listening and you're trying to understand from her perspective, why was she telling you something different than before? And like, let's say as you're listening and seeking this understanding, because the understand part isn't just understanding her words, but it's understanding empathetically. You have empathy for your partner, so you can understand what's her motivations. Why did she say something different before than now? What is she saying now? What's her motivation now? Right? What's she not telling you? I mean, that's what you're doing when you're seeking understanding. And you're just listening and asking questions that pertain to get you more understanding of the story. And you're not judging either. Okay. You're not making her feel judged. And if she starts to get defensive, you just say, hey, I'm not accusing you or judging you right now. I want to understand what happened there. Okay. So don't get upset. I just want to know what's going on. And you keep it on the solution. You don't let her slide into defensive moves and attacking, defending, or any of that stuff. And you don't slide into it yourself, right? You just keep it on, like trying to get clarity, which is the part C. So you need clarity. So you're like, okay, so when you said it was just like a one-time thing, but it really wasn't a one-time thing, right? Like you were really together for like 3 months. Why would you just say it was a one-time thing then before? And if she might look at you like, I'm not trying to get, attack you or whatever, call you out on anything, but I just want to understand, was it? And then maybe you give clarity statement. You say, because, okay, if you say something that doesn't match the reality about some guy that, you see every so often in town and somebody used to have sex with, if you say it was a one-time thing and I find out it wasn't, what happens is it makes me think that you're lying about other aspects of that relationship that was more serious than you're letting off, and that I should be concerned. So that's the reason why I'm having a concern right now. We're talking about it. And so, so that might not be the reason. So are you concealing something about this person in the nature of that relationship? You clearly did. Are you concealing any additional things that I would need to know about is the first question I have. And the second thing is, what was the reason for doing that before? You see, that's a clarity question, right? And she might say, well, it's just not a big deal. It didn't mean anything. I didn't want you to think that it was more than it is. I run into this guy all the time. I don't want you to be insecure. My last, and then you can say clarity statements. All right, but do I come across as insecure to you? Like, no, you don't. I just didn't want any trouble or whatever. And, okay. So then you can do, a statement like, okay, so what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that you just didn't want to make this big deal about it. and just sort of said it that way. It was more than obviously one time, but it was like 3 months of you seeing this guy, but she just didn't want me to be alarmed. And she's like, "Yeah, that's basically it." She's like, "So, she might say like, yeah, like I want to be with you. I care about you. I don't want to be with this guy. I don't want you to be concerned about it." And then now you have A, your action plan. So now A is like, "All right, well, here's the thing. Don't lie to me again about stuff like that." And I go, if you do that, what happens is it makes me think that there's more to it than there should be. I don't care, if it was a 3-month relationship. I don't care if you saw this guy for 3 months. It doesn't bother me. It's the fact that you said, okay, one, it was just a one time, couple time hookup, but then it was really something that lasted longer. That makes the guy question, like, I know you're trying not to make me feel insecure or make me feel like, first of all, I'm not insecure. If you want to go be with this guy, go be with him. And that's fine and be over with. But I know you don't want that. All right. So it's not an insecurity issue, it's a trust issue. And I need to make sure that you're just always telling me the truth. And she might go, you know, she might go, yeah, well, I didn't, I wasn't, she might say, well, I didn't mean to like lie to you or whatever. And you'd be like, okay, well, it's fine. I know you didn't mean it. Just we'll make sure going forward, right? We're always, yeah, she's like, cool. Like, and you get that compliance, like that, at least that verbal agreement. And that's it. And then you drop it. And so now there's a frame there. Now, if she continues to do that behavior, now you can assume that she's definitely hiding stuff, right? And that there's something else going on. And you can start to execute other consequences, right? But that's how you would have that discussion to get her to be open to understanding and admitting to her faults in this situation. If you start off with toxic patterns and accusing her and criticizing her, it'll cause her to be defensive and you won't get anywhere. All right. Now, sometimes, you know, it's like, sometimes it's just like you're finding out that this is who she is, that she's, run through a bunch of dudes in town and she's going to lie about it. And maybe, she wants to leave doors open and stuff. And so you exit that relationship, right? If she's not willing to do the action plan and demonstrate that that's not who she is, you see, and this is during that clarity phase, you say, look, I'm going to trust that you're a person that, wants, to be transparent and truthful and doesn't want to give any appearance of wanting to jump into another dude, right? But if you're going to not do the behaviors that demonstrate that, then there's going to be a problem. We're probably not going to last very long. You don't ever threaten a breakup, you know what I mean? But you just say like, this is going to have bad consequences. You don't do ultimatums, but you're just stating the reality, right? During those clarity things. So I don't want that. So here's what we're going to do. And here's the action plan. You know what I mean? And so that just an example, right? And so there's so many anecdotal examples, but this is like the golden ticket where most of you screw it up, right? And you'll be able to not screw it up just by doing that, just by doing Luca. All right. It's such an easy and effective thing to do. But yeah, there's a lot of framework here I had to build to get to Luca. But the reason is because if you, without the background and understanding, you guys will screw the Luca thing up too, And so this is how you do this. This is how you have that conversation. Okay.